The DNA single-stranded structure is shown here, in which three main basic things are shown here. One is polynucleotides. All of these polynucleotides, they are bind together. They form the backbone. The sugar of one nucleotide connects to the phosphate group at third carbon, and the fifth carbon of an adjacent nucleotide. This forms the phosphodiester bond. As you see in the figure, the yellow colored phosphate bonds are linked to the respective ribose sugars. From one ribose sugar, third carbon that is binded to the phosphate group, and that phosphate group is binded to the fifth carbon of the adjacent nucleotide. In this way, polynucleotide chain that is going to be formed. Second thing is the bases, nitrogenous bases. They are hanging over on the side of the chain. These nitrogenous bases, they are radiating outside the sugar phosphate backbone. Third is the each strand of the polynucleotide has polarity. That is due to the 5' end bonded to the 3' end of the hydroxyl group of the next polynucleotide. In this figure, you can see different bases: thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine, which are the basic nitrogenous bases of the DNA structure, while deoxyribose in the blue color, they are bonded to the phosphate and to the nitrogenous base. In the figure, that the yellow arrow shows the direction of the formation of polynucleotide chain, while the blue box that is showing the phosphodiester bond, that is from 3' and 5', they have been bound together, while the direction will remain the 5' to 3'. Next, the deoxyribose phosphate backbone is shaded in yellow. In the B part of the figure, the DNA chain is written in motile form, that is emphasizing that the ribose phosphate backbone. Here you see the red colored phosphates, they are separating, or they are joining actually the backbone, and the backbone is showing different nitrogenous bases overhung over the right side of the single stranded helix. Then the direction of formation will be 5' to 3', extending towards outside the hydroxyl, that is flanking outside, and further elongation will be done from this 3'. In the C form, the more generalized form, or you can say the written form of the single stranded, is more understandable, in which the P denotes the phosphate groups, while the T is the thymine, then phosphate, then A adenine, then phosphate, C cytosine, then phosphate, and guanine. While we are describing the genetic code or sequence of the DNA, we just only write down the nitrogenous base sequence. As ribose and phosphate, they are common, they have the same sequence, so only we are going to write down the sequence of the nitrogenous base. Two strands of DNA are considered anti-parallel because the polarity of each strand is reversed relative to each other. That leads to formation of double helix. As I briefed in the previous slide, whenever the strand is going to be formed is going to form the helical structure. Two strands, they will be considered anti-parallel. Their polarity of each strand is reversed.